Well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dave Nichols from Tomball, Texas. Proud owner and manager and everything else for Run EV Run. And it's a weekly show or video log, whatever you want to call it. And I talk about electric vehicles of all kinds, sustainable energy, renewable energy, anything to help out, the world, make it a better place, which is not what cars, what they use gasoline and oil are doing. Okay, they're killing our world, and we're finding this out. So that's what I'm all about. But before I get into today's topic, which is what kind of vehicles are electric and what options you have when you decide to go electric, I'd like to give a push up to Ameresco. It's a green, clean, sustainable energy company, and they're all about hydro, and they're all about solar, and they're located here in Tomball, Texas, and you can get all your needs met there. Go into Ameresco and talk to Travis, Eric, or Paul. Travis being the main guy, and he's helped me out quite a bit. He helped me set up my little tiny solar system. He, gave me the specs and gave me the equipment I needed, and he's a good guy, and he does a good job representing Ameresco. So, and just so you know where they are, if you're coming in on 2920 from the 45, the highway, State Highway 45, and when you get into Tomball, it's just past the high school. It's a Lutheran high school. And if you're coming from the west, from downtown Tomball, from Highway 249 direction, then as soon as you cross the railroad tracks, they're located off to the right. Either way, you can get there. The address is 202 South Live Oak Street, Suite B. In other words, when you get up to the building where Ameresco is located, it's the left door. That looks like I'm pointing to the right, but it's the left door. Okay, and zip code 77375. They're open 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and their phone number is 281-351-0031. That's Ameresco. So stop in and tell them Dave from Run EV Run sent you, and they will help you out tremendously. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to sit there and show you is my tickets to the Fully Charged show in Austin in February, which if you don't know what Fully Charged is, it's a great show. It's all about electric vehicles, Teslas, Mercedes, Nissan, and a whole bunch of other electric vehicles that are available in the United States and around the world. They're also about wind energy and hydro energy and the solar panels. I don't know why I was having a blank there. The solar panels, all this stuff, they're into it. They show it. They do a good job of it. Doing it for about 8-10 years. I'm not sure exactly what year they started, but it was back around 2010, thereabouts. And Robert Llewellyn is the head honcho in that show. And they put on a couple of shows over there in the UK, the United Kingdom, and they were great, informative, had a wide range of speakers and all kinds of electric vehicles and other electric apparatuses and devices. And so anyway, they're bringing their first show to America, and that's going to be in Austin, February 1st and 2nd of 2020, just right around the corner. And I plan on being there, and I'm going to try to drive my 2015 Nissan Leaf there. I may have to stop quite a bit to get there, but do my best. And so here is, on the address is Circuit of the Americas Boulevard, Austin, Texas. And it's Saturday and Sunday, the 1st and 2nd of February. And I got me 2 tickets, one for me and one for my wife. Don't know if my wife's going to want to go there or not, but she don't. She'll be missing out. So this here is my, if I can even get this in there. Hopefully that shows in right. But anyway, this is my ticket right there. And one for me and one for my wife. And well worth it. It's going to be an experience. Okay. All right. So on with the show right here. A lot of people ask me, okay, I'm thinking about going electric, but what's out there? All I've ever heard about is Tesla. Tesla this and Tesla that. What else is there? Well, just in case you want to know, I have a list here of at least 15 different electric vehicles. Okay, and there's more than that. That's just 15, because really I'm trying not to run this video too much over 15 minutes, and so that's going to take up quite a bit of it. So anyway, without further ado, let me talk about some of the vehicles here. And some of them I have experience with, some of them I don't. Some of them are available here in Tomball, and some of them have to be ordered from other places. But let's check it out. So the first one on my list, of course, is the Tesla. Tesla is like cream of the crop at the moment, in my opinion, my humble opinion. Tesla, I took a drive in a Tesla Model S about, a year ago. And let me tell you, that car was nice. It was used. I'm not sure what year it was, but they wanted $70,000 for that thing. And, that's kind of up there. And it was a little out of my budget, just a little bit, But I took it for a test drive and loved every minute of it. It was smooth and quiet and powerful, just like they talk about in all the YouTube videos that I've watched and you watched and all that. They also had a Nissan Leaf there, which I took it for a test drive, but that's next to my list. So Tesla has at the moment, three vehicles on the market. That's the Model S, the Model 3, and the Model X. And so the next one, which should be coming out next year, I'm not sure exactly when, but somewhere, let's say the middle of the year, just to be safe, is the Model Y. So when you put all those together, what's that spell? Model S, Model 3, Model X, and Model Y. It spells sexy, because Elon Musk says that cars should be sexy, and it is. They are. Not as sexy as my Nissan Leaf, but hey, it's working on it. Anyway, so the Nissan Leaf's next to my list, okay, and of course mine's the 2015 basic model, Model S, and the Nissan Leafs have basically three models: the S, which is your basic model, the Model SV, which is your mid-range or middle of the road, Leaf, and then you got your Model L, okay, and that's top of the line. And they've had them since the beginning when they started coming out with Nissan Leafs. The new Nissan Leaf, the 2019 and 2020, they have your basic packages, the SSV and SL, but they also have the Plus edition of each one of those, which just carries a few more niceties to add to the car's package. And I'm not going to go into all the details about all the cars and all their stuff. It's just so you'll know that the 2019, 2020 Nissan Leaf is the best one so far. It has upwards of up to 220 miles. If you get the basic model, it's closer to 150. You get the top of the line model, Model L, and gets about 225 miles to a charge. Okay, great cars. I've been driving mine for 4 months since the beginning of April, and I love every minute of it. If you go to here in Tomball, Texas, if you go to Fred Haas Nissan, right on the border of Tomball, they've got, the last I was in there, they had two Nissan Leafs. One was a brand new one, 2019, and then the other one was I'm not sure what year it was used. But interesting thing about Fred Haas is I've been looking at electric cars for well over a year. And every time I go there, most of the time they don't have anything. And this morning, when I called up, they didn't have anything listed online, which is not unusual. So I'm not putting them down too much. I'm just saying that they need to get their act together and put some more cars out on the lot and keep them on the lot. Where did I get my Nissan Leaf? Over at Parkway Chevrolet. Of course, it was in the back of the lot, but they had one. Nissan did not. Imagine that. And also, the last time I was in there, they had the Chevrolet Bolt, new ones. They had 4 of them. I'm not exactly certain today how many they had, but just a few weeks ago they had 4 of them on the lot. The salesman only knew about 1 of them. I went back and investigated, and they had 4 of them. So anyway, Nissan Leaf available here right in Tomball. Okay, so you can help do your part to save the world by getting rid of that gas car and getting an electric vehicle. Okay, so next on my list is Chevrolet. Chevrolet has 3 vehicles. One of them is completely electric, and 2 of them are hybrids. Hybrid being that part electric, mostly gas and oil, partly electric. It can go up at 50 miles an hour and 30, 35, 40 miles, and then it switches over to gas. But it increases your gas range. So the Volt, they have that in stock at Parkway Chevrolet. It's a hybrid. Not in stock, but there is a thing called the Chevy Malibu hybrid. And they would have to go out and find out if one of the other dealerships has it, or they'd have to order it. But there is a Chevy Malibu hybrid. But my favorite is the Chevrolet Bolt. That's spelled B-O-L-T, all electric. And it gets 225 miles to a charge and better. Okay, and they have those in stock right now. Okay, so next on my list is the Jaguar I-Pace. Now, Jaguar I-Pace is available here in America, here in Texas. However, when I called up Jaguar to see, Jaguar of North Houston, and say, hey, do you have a Jaguar I-Pace? People that were supposed to be in the know and the live professional chat people, they didn't know if they had one or not. And I had to sit, and they asked me, well, what? And after I told them what I wanted, I said, Jaguar I-Pace, it's a fully electric vehicle. So, what did the lady who was talking to me say? Well, what model is it? What year is it? You want new or used? And I just got to telling her what it was, so I'm not certain she understood anything about it, but it is available. That's a Jaguar, a little more expensive than some of the other cars I've mentioned so far. Okay, so the next car on my list is the Toyota Prius. Now, that's not fully electric, it's a hybrid. Just like the Chevy Malibu hybrid. It's, part electric, mostly gas and oil, but it is has been a popular car, and you see them all over the place. Of course, now that electric cars are picking up and sales are picking up and electric cars are becoming more popular as people discover about them. The Prius, the hybrid, is kind of going down in sales and losing its popularity, but it's still a good car if you're not ready to go the full distance and get an electric car, and you want to kind of like do you want to go halfway, meet the thing halfway, you can get a hybrid. Okay, that's Toyota Prius, and you can get them at Fred Haas Toyota here in Tomball, right by 249 and Spring Cypress, in between Spring Cypress and Louetta on 249 on the west side. Okay, next on my list is basically it's a smart car, but it's called Smart ED, and it's fully electric. And as of this moment, I do not know if it's available here in Texas. Like every other place, I haven't seen it advertised. So sometimes they get them, but they don't advertise them because they're trying to make buku money off the gas and oil vehicles first. But Smart ED is an electric car. It's a small one, just like the regular old smart cars are. Okay, the next on my list is the Mitsubishi iMev. And iMev is spelled I-M-I-E-V. Mitsubishi iMev. It's fully electric, and it is available. I have no specs, no price for these things, but most of your basic electric cars that are not high end seem to be around $30,000 to $40,000. Okay. Next on my list is what they call the Audi e-tron. We've all heard of Audi. It comes from Germany. It's a German car, and Audi's been around a long time. But the Audi e-tron is a fully electric vehicle, and you can find tons of videos about them on YouTube. So, go out there and do your research if you're a fan of Volkswagen or any of those cars from Germany. And I was a fan of Volkswagen for many years. Okay, but you can. The Audi e-tron is a good car. It's electric, fully electric, has all the amenities, and costs you a pretty penny. Next car on my list is the BMW i3. Now it's a small, compact-looking car, kind of like the size of a Nissan Leaf. I've talked with one owner of a BMW i3, and he loved it. He said it did everything he wanted, and it was compact. It got a decent range, and it's not a cheap car either. Okay, but it's whatever you can afford. Okay, but it's a good car. It's solid, and it will go the distance. And next on my list is the Electric Mechanica Solo. Now, I haven't seen it in person. I haven't test drove one. However, there's a ton of YouTube videos out there on this car, the Electric Mechanica Solo. It's a solo because it only fits one person. I mean, you might be able to cram somebody in there, but basically there's only one seat, and it looks like a regular car from the front end, but there's one wheel on the back end, and so that reduces the price and things like that. But I've seen a ton of videos on it, and it's a good car, and it starts at about $15,500. If you get everything in it, you probably spend up to $20,000. But it's a decent car, and it comes out of Canada. It's Vancouver, Canada. It's Electric Mechanica Solo. Did I say that right? Yeah, Electric Mechanica Solo. Okay, so I would definitely check that out, because why do you need a car that carries 3 or 4 people if you're the only one driving it? If you're just going to work and coming back and maybe stop off for some small amount of groceries, Electric Mechanica Solo is the car. And that might be my next car. If I can't buy a Tesla, I might be buying Electric Mechanica Solo. Okay, so there's also a Fiat 500e, which is fully electric. Sadly, it's not available in Texas. At my last investigation, it was available only in California and Oregon. But you can go out there and you can buy it and bring it on back here. Okay, the Fiat 500e. Okay, I've got 2 more major cars on my list. One of them was the Ford Focus Electric, and when I called up the Ford people here in Tomball, they didn't seem to really understand what I was talking about. They didn't have one on the lot. They said they could probably find it, but once again, lack of information on their part, and don't really know what you're talking about when you say electric, because gas is on their mind. So the last major brand is Hyundai, and I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Hey, I live in Texas. So Hyundai, they have the Hyundai Ioniq, which is fully electric, and they have the Hyundai Kona, fully electric. Okay, both these cars, from what I've seen, are solid, reliable. Many people that I've seen, talk about on reviews and stuff, they say it's a good car and handles well, goes the distance, and gets good mileage. Okay, so that is, in a nutshell, some of the cars that you can get, when you want to go electric. You don't have to sit there and just settle for one or two cars. You don't have to settle for high-end cars. You can get low-end electric vehicles that are just as good and take you where you need to go. Just like my 2015 Nissan Leaf, trim Model S. It's the basic one. And the most mileage I've ever got out of it is 95. Okay, before it was empty and I had to recharge it. But it's taken me everywhere I've needed. It's taken me from here to Austin, down to Columbus on I-10, and back home. It's taken me to Galveston, and I haven't had any problems with it. It's taken me everywhere I go. And best of all, it takes me all around town to my job, which is 17 and a half miles away, and then 17 and a half miles back. It takes me to the grocery store. It takes me out the park where I can go exercise, and my battery is running out of juice on my phone, so I better end this pretty soon. I have it on. Oh, well, my charging thing's kind of low. There's like no lights showing on it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video and hope you got something out of it. And if you like, click on the like button. If you'd like to subscribe, click on subscribe. And take a look at my links down below, right below the description, if you feel so inclined to look. And that's it for today. And just remember, run, EV, run. All right, bye.